LeBron's going to be on the Grizzlies anytime soon, so Grizzly fans out there.
Yeah, they know. Their only chance was in 2003 if they'd have won the lottery to get me there. And I might have pulled a Eli Manning and not showed up.
For the games.
LeBron James picked up a golf club, sat down with the camera rolling, and decided that the best use of his time was to tell an entire city they do not deserve an NBA team. On a golf course, in front of a group of people who look nothing like the 63% black population he was casually dismissing. And now, the internet has a lot to say about it. Do you think LeBron James owes Memphis an apology, or was he just being honest about how NBA players feel about small market cities? Drop your take in the comments right now. Let us just set the scene properly, because the details here matter more than people are giving them credit for.
Staying at the fucking Hyatt at 41 years old. You think I want to do that shit? Being in Memphis on a fucking random ass Thursday. I'm not like the first guy to even talk about an NBA. Like we all like, you guys have to move. Just go over to Nashville. You got Vanderbilt over there. You got the fucking NASCAR. You got a stadium. Don't they got a hockey team too?
Yeah, Predators.
Yeah.
Like they got everything.
Doesn't look like LeBron's going to be on the Grizzlies anytime soon, so Grizzly fans out there.
Yeah, they know. Their only chance was in 2003 if they'd have won the lottery to get me there. And I might have pulled a Eli Manning and not showed up.
For the games.
Here, LeBron James, four-time NBA champion, self-proclaimed more than an athlete, the man who spent years building his public image around social justice, black empowerment, and standing up for communities that get overlooked, sat down on a golf course for a YouTube show called Bob Does Sports and casually suggested that the city of Memphis does not deserve its NBA team. He said the Grizzlies should just pack up and move to Nashville. He said he would never play for Memphis. He said the only chance they ever had of getting him was the 2003 draft lottery, and even then he might have pulled an Eli Manning and refused to show up.
The problem I got with Braun is this. See, when you say shit like just relocate to Nashville, it's almost giving a big middle finger to the black.
All of this, on camera, surrounded by a group of people who, as Stephen A. Smith very pointedly noted, do not look anything like the people who actually live in Memphis. Now, before we get into the full reaction, let us be very clear about something. Every NBA player has cities they do not enjoy visiting. The road schedule in the NBA is brutal, and nobody is pretending that every city on the itinerary is an exciting destination. That part is fine. That part is normal. What made this particular moment different was not that LeBron said he does not like playing in Memphis. It was how he said it, who he said it to, and what he apparently did not stop to think about before the words left his mouth. And what makes this situation worse is this was LeBron James 3 years ago.
You know, just being in Memphis, I know that you listen to, Young Dolph. What's that like, being back in the city and just knowing the music history here?
Obviously Young Dolph is definitely, someone that's done so much for this community, and his music will forever live on. But obviously, we know it's the home of rhythm and blues as well. So many great musicians that come from this town. And so being a huge music guy myself, it feels good to be a part of a city that has so much culture in the music.
What a switch up, truly. Memphis, Tennessee is a majority black city. 63% of the population is black. The city has a history that runs deeper than most people bother to acknowledge. Memphis is where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated at the Lorraine Motel. It is a city built on black culture, black music, black history, and black struggle. It is a city that has been systematically underfunded and overlooked for decades. The kind of place that critics say gets treated exactly the way LeBron was treating it in that golf video. As one fan put it on social media, Memphis is a historical black city that was the stomping ground for black civil rights for over a century. They are underfunded on purpose as punishment to this very day.
It's a bunch of white dudes on a golf course, knowing the cameras are rolling and videoing you, without any regard for what kind of effect that would have on a black populace is problematic. Especially when I don't know if it was your sneakers or whatever it was that you just finished promoting months ago about black history and Martin Luther King and civil rights. I think you wore sneakers or something commemorating all of that.
And LeBron James, wearing golf shorts, surrounded by what Stephen A. described as white dudes, told the camera that city should just lose its NBA team and send it up to Nashville, where there is a Vanderbilt campus and a NASCAR track. The internet, predictably, did not take that well. Fans went immediately at LeBron on social media. The criticism was not just about basketball geography or small market economics. It went straight to the heart of the contradiction. Because this is the same LeBron James who released a teal colorway of his Nike LeBron 23 sneaker earlier this year called Honor the King, dedicated to Dr. Martin Luther King, with the heel reading Equality. The same sneaker that specifically paid tribute to Memphis's Lorraine Motel, the exact location where King was killed. LeBron was out here putting Memphis on his sneakers to honor the civil rights movement, and then turned around on a golf course and suggested the city should lose the one major sports institution that pumps money into its local economy. That is not a small inconsistency. That is a massive one, and people noticed.
LeBron wasn't all wrong. LeBron said some very positive, very wise and on-point things about that. But other stuff was foul, particularly how flippant he was in saying it without any regard or sensitivity.
Stephen A. Smith, who has had one of the most publicly turbulent relationships with LeBron of any media personality in sports, came out swinging on First Take. And here's the interesting thing about Stephen A.'s response. He was not just defending Memphis for the sake of defending it. He was making a specific point about context and audience. He said the problem was not simply that LeBron has negative feelings about Memphis. The problem was saying it so casually, so flippantly, in front of a group of white men on a golf course with cameras rolling, without any apparent thought for what kind of effect those words would have on a majority black city that depends on the Grizzlies franchise for economic activity and community identity. Stephen A. said, and this is worth sitting with, that LeBron was not thinking of the citizens at all. That specific phrase lands differently when you consider who LeBron James has presented himself to be for the past 2 decades. This is not just any NBA player making offhand comments. This is the athlete who opened a school in Akron specifically to serve underprivileged kids. This is the player who has spoken repeatedly about systemic racism, economic inequality, and the importance of using a platform responsibly. He built an entire brand around the idea that he is different from other athletes because he cares about more than just basketball. He made that identity central to who LeBron James, the public figure, is supposed to be. So when that same person sits on a golf course and casually tells a predominantly black city they should lose their team, the standard he gets held to is the standard he set for himself. You do not get to market yourself as the socially conscious athlete who honors civil rights heroes on your sneakers and then escape accountability when your actual words suggest you have not thought seriously about the communities attached to those symbols. LeBron did eventually respond to the backlash.
How people have taken those comments.
What do you mean, taking?
People have been upset about the fact that Memphis was looked at as a team that, you know, a lot of black people in Memphis, right, compared to like Nashville, for example. So people.
Did I say I don't like black people?
No, you didn't say that. But there were people who were wondering why Memphis was targeted, like.
Milwaukee was too. Did they miss that one too? They didn't see that?
Not as much commentary.
Oh, yeah, okay. I said Milwaukee as well. Yeah. 41 years old. It's 2 cities I do not like playing in right now. And that's Milwaukee and that's Memphis.
He told ESPN's Dave McMenamin that he never said anything about not liking black people, and that at 41 years old, there are simply 2 cities he does not enjoy playing in right now, Memphis and Milwaukee. He asked what the problem was with that, and said he does not even like going home to Akron when he has to travel there.
How people have taken those comments.
What do you mean, taking?
People have been upset about the fact that Memphis was looked at as a team that, you know, a lot of black people in Memphis, right, compared to like Nashville, for example. So people.
Did I say I don't like black people?
No, you didn't say that. But there were people who were wondering why Memphis was targeted, like.
Milwaukee was too. Did they miss that one too? They didn't see that?
Not as much commentary.
Oh, yeah, okay. I said Milwaukee as well. Yeah. 41 years old. It's 2 cities I do not like playing in right now. And that's Milwaukee and that's Memphis. What is the problem? I don't like going home either. Shit, and I'm from there. What is people are ridiculous. They also get mad at my son being on the team too.
talking about.
Okay,
People need to figure out other ways to put their energy to other things that's important. Like, seriously, I'm not talking about the city, like the people in Memphis. Like, I don't like staying at the Hyatt Central. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Nothing. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? People need to chill the hell out.
We're starting.
Thank you.
And look, on the surface, that sounds reasonable. Nobody is accusing LeBron of being anti-black for saying he finds Memphis boring as a road trip destination. That is not the point, and most of the people criticizing him already know it is not the point. The issue is not the feeling. The issue is the framing, the audience, and the complete absence of any acknowledgement of what it means to publicly campaign for a black city to lose its NBA franchise when that city is already fighting for economic survival. The Grizzlies have been in Memphis since 2001. They have reached the conference finals exactly once in that entire time. They traded Desmond Bane. Ja Morant's future with the team remains uncertain. The franchise is in the middle of yet another rebuild that may or may not produce anything meaningful. And now, one of the most famous athletes on the planet went on a YouTube golf show and essentially told the world that even he, as a black man from a similarly overlooked background, would never have wanted to play there. That kind of comment does not exist in a vacuum. It has weight. When LeBron James says a city should not have an NBA team, other people hear that and feel validated in believing the same. When a player of his profile frames a struggling market as unworthy, it makes it easier for league executives, ownership groups, and media commentators to entertain relocation conversations that directly affect real communities and real livelihoods. Jason Tatum actually started this particular conversation a few months back, though with a much softer intent. Tatum made the observation that the career achievements he has accumulated in Boston would have been enough to earn him a statue outside the arena at a franchise like Memphis, as a way of illustrating how high the bar is at a storied winning organization like the Celtics. It was a comment about the difficulty of building legend status in Boston, not a shot at Memphis specifically. But it inadvertently opened the door to a broader conversation about how NBA players perceive certain markets. LeBron walked through that door wearing cleats. Now here is where it gets genuinely complicated. Stephen A. Smith had his own Memphis moment not long ago. After the Grizzlies traded Bane and with Morant's future uncertain, Smith went on air and said Memphis could not attract superstar free agents because of safety and security concerns in the city. That comment also drew criticism, and Stephen A. addressed it directly in his response to the LeBron situation. He said his criticism was different because he made it seriously, on camera, with the intent of highlighting what the city needed to do to improve its situation for its own citizens. He was not on a golf course laughing about it with people who have no connection to the community. Whether you buy that distinction or not is your call, but the contrast in delivery is at least worth acknowledging. What is not really up for debate is that the city of Memphis deserved better than what it got from LeBron in that golf video. Not because players cannot have opinions about road destinations, not because anyone should be forced to love every city on the schedule, but because LeBron James specifically has spent years telling the world that he is the kind of athlete who thinks about these things, who considers impact, who recognizes that his platform carries weight beyond basketball. On that golf course, none of that showed up. What showed up was a 41-year-old man who was bored on the road, talking casually about relocating a franchise that serves as an economic and cultural anchor for a majority black community, seemingly without a second thought. Fans went off. Stephen A. went off. And LeBron's response was essentially that he just does not like playing there. Memphis heard all of it. LeBron James built his entire brand on being more than an athlete. Then he grabbed a golf club, sat in front of a camera, and casually suggested a majority black city should lose its NBA team without a single thought about the people who actually live there. The internet did not let that slide, and neither should you. If you want more NBA content like this, subscribe and hit the like button. We read every comment.